محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. اللهم إنا أعوذ بك من علم لا ينفع ومن قلب لا يخشع ومن أمر لا تشبع ومن دعوة لا يستجاب لها. اللهم أغننا بالعلم وزينا بالعلم وأكرمنا بالتقوى وجملنا بأمرك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم إنا نسألك الفهم النبيين وحفظ المرسلين وإكرام الملائكة المقربين. اللهم انفع علينا بتقوى العارفين وفقهنا في الدين وعلمنا التأويل واهدنا إلى صراط السبيل. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد والحمد لله رب العالمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Where did you start? Huh?
1 to 8. 18, 18. 18. Place for solar.
So Alhamdulillah, we continue with the dress of the place. The dress of the place? Place for Salah. So there is no specific place based on the command of Allah from Allah in the Quran that the earth was created for us to be doing the prayer. So there is no specific place like in other religions, maybe not in Islam, that where you have to be doing the prayer within that premises. In Islam, the what is being mentioned of the place is or a building which is used for the purpose of worship. If you create, then it is known as Fardu. It is known as Fardu. If you create a place for worship, then it is known as Fardu. Or if it is a larger that can accommodate more than 40, then it is known as masjid. So here, hadith tells us that all the earth, as I just mentioned, all the earth has been rendered for Muslims. See, has been rendered for us to be doing our prayer. So a mosque is known, is better, it's pure and clean. Likewise, because we have four-legged animal running around, so in all probability they may dirty the earth. So that was the reason why that we need to be knowing the place, or rather at least ensure that it is clean. Okay? Understood? So this means that whatever Muslims might be, you can offer his prayer. The reward of prayer offered in the mosque is far greater. It's far greater than offered in an ordinary place. The following point should be noted when choosing a place for the prayer. When choosing a place for the prayer, this is what you should look for. The place should be clean and pure. So basically, why you look for a place is just to ensure that it is clean and pure. Okay. Second, the place should be clean and pure. So salat in a dirty and filthy and impure place such as a rubbish tip, slaughterhouse, bathing place, and a camel pen is forbidden in Islam. This is not clean. Second, the place should be free from danger. Danger could be due to someone or something that may disturb the worshipper. Meaning, there's a area where it's haunted or whatever, don't try or don't test your iman to say, I want to try my iman. Then it will cause a lot of problems in your prayer, your concentration, and all others. That's what it means by don't pray in a place where danger. Then a prayer place where the worshipper might hinder movements of others should be avoided also. This is even in Saudi Arabia, they fail to ensure, and I mean, especially sometimes we do not know whether these people have attended any study or not, that you can still see them blocking people moving. You know, where the area of Makam Ibrahim is very wide, but they people to be at the spot itself, especially the Iranians, the Shia, they like to be those, like wherever the spot they tell them they want to be on that spot. So we are not supposed to, even if you come to the mosque, that's why you look for pillars, you look for something that will hinder someone moving when you're doing your prayer, where actually we are supposed to know that you are not supposed to cross within the boundary of, like now we have the prayer mat. So that prayer mat is being used as a boundary that people should not be crossing. But not everyone knows, unfortunately, right? So that's why now they even bought certain mosques you can see that they just to make them understand that you should not be crossing over. But sometimes people still doesn't understand. Even they saw that wood, they will pick it up and put somewhere else. So this is the problem with our community. So we need to understand the reason that we cannot be distracted. We do not want to be distracted when we're doing the prayer. That is, of course, if you understand what you did, then you will find it so beautiful. It is so calm, it's so peace that you don't feel like to leave the prayer. In fact, leaving the prayer makes you cry. If you really have done and if you really have understood what prayer is all about. So here we are to avoid busy pavement, public roads, unless otherwise in Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia, you can see they even perform prayer on public road. Then it's also forbidden to pray on the roof of Kaaba. Of course, there's nothing sacred there. What you have is just a bird sheet. So why you want to pray on top of the Kaaba? Because it's just an open space, you know? So normally the bird fly, there's bird droppings on top. So it's forbidden for you to pray on the roof. And it's forbidden to pray on top of facing on top or facing towards the grave. This is if you are within the graveyard. You are not allowed to be performing your prayer on that roof. Okay, now we move on to dress. This is the beauty and this is the important as to why I started this course at a very basic, because we are still, especially our sisters, I suppose, not so much of the brothers, but the brothers also sometimes you find that they will create their own dress code. Some wear dress that is really unethical. This stuff is good for you. Ajay, Manjai, whatever jai they wear, without having respect, then what they should be doing. What I mean, they are in front of Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, where they are supposedly to be in a proper attire. Of course, t-shirt is visible in the eyes of the religion, but I mean, where are the manners? So now here today we will start with men. The dress code for men. The dress code for men should be such that it cover from the navel to the knees, at least. Okay? That is for the men. So of course, that does not mean that you just wear a t-shirt, then you got problems of your when you prostrate your what do you call it in English? Yeah. Huh?
Coin deposit.
Okay. You will find that it is can be seen very clearly. It is actually very good for us to be able to show we got no respect for Allah Subhanahu wa Taala.
So, but, does it invalidate the prayer?
If yeah, until the Torah is being exposed, yes, it becomes invalid. So we need to know so that at least our prayer will be accepted by Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. Otherwise, it will be like if no one correct you in this world, then it would be a waste when you came to know, despite of all the hardship, the effort that you put in while you're in your life, but suddenly on the day of judgment, the announcement is فَوَيْلٌ لِلْمُصَلِّينَ الَّذِينَ هُمْ عَنْ صَلَاتِهِمْ سَاهُونَ. You are thrown in hell, then you get shocked. You tell me what is the reason. Tell me, are you not going to be shocked after you have the effort of that's why one of the benefits of the prayer, as we should know, the Quran has mentioned clearly, isn't it? One of the so many benefits, the Quran says what? Inna salata tanha anil fahsha'i wal munkar. Right? Verily prayer helps to prevent filthy crime. You know? Prayer is able to help you actually. That's why you must establish it. If you didn't do it, then it will not help. If you do it regularly, then it will help you. I mean, out of so many benefits. I will come to that later. If you are still on the big aspect, I mean, on the legal aspect, so we have to go slowly to understand. Right. But this is also allowed, although it's mentioned here that dress for men should be, from the navel to the knees, at least, right? You see the word at least is being used there. That means that you can do better, isn't it? It's a question of you want to think, who are you in front of or not. This all goes back again to your tawheed. How much you think of the greatness of your God, right? So if you're talking about from the legal perspective whether your prayer is valid or not, the answer is valid. Because what is drawn here is at least from the navel to the knees. Because I like to also highlight these are especially in the countries where the equatorial, whereby if it is during summer, like especially in country like Yemen and even in Saudi Arabia, sometimes you will see them bare body. When they perform the prayer, bare body. So they cover, that's why they say down here at least from the navel to the knees. Because in country where you have immense heat, you got no choice. You are allowed to be bare body as long as you are still covered for men. Then the shoulder should not be left uncovered. That is one of the other reasons as to why that you need to at least be putting on t-shirt, as I said earlier. At least the shoulder is being covered rather than wearing a sleeveless t-shirt. That one the shoulder are not covered. Okay? Then,
because when we sudo, we are facing
yeah. That's why we need to cover. Yeah. Sometimes some of these things, that is the reason why I mentioned many times in other classes that why I want to create an institution or a research center. These are questions that you raise. Is where we can do research to find out what is the maybe there is a psychological reason behind it. It could also be physical or medical. We don't know. Because you need to do a research on the hadiths. You need to take out the hadiths and check and understand. And that will take a long time. Because you need to go into various books, to go into the grammar, to understand. That's why I'm hoping that that could be done. To understand like some of these things. There are some the legal aspect. In general, there's always an explanation. There's always a reason. If you talk about the legal aspect, questions like this can be answered. And it takes time to discover, to understand the textual of the hadith. Right?
another question that let's say if let's say you're in the military, right, then sometimes when you're in the jungle we get dirty our clothes and we don't have additional clothing.
Okay.
And But then we have to take out, if you want to swallow, we have to take out, we have some inside. Then how we can,
Okay, when you say dirty, in Islam you have to go into the najasah to understand the different types of dirty. If you're talking about your body sweat, unless you pee onto your uniform or a dog pee onto your uniform or something, the uniform fall into a where they are filth lying on the ground, or you lie down, or cannot be that you lie down, you roll with your uniform. That means something is funny there, is it? So what is the reason? What when you talk about najis there? I mean, I'm settled to know that maybe you must feel a very like choosy excuse, which is not reasonable to say that your armpit smell. You cannot use that kind of reasoning, especially in situation where you are at work, you are in field area. You can't use that excuse. So when you're in this kind of area, don't be rigid. To give yourself an excuse to say that you don't want to pray because of you smell. No. You're at home, then it's practical. You're at home, you're lazing around, and then it's practical that you take a shower, put perfume, what are you going to do? Yeah, so that's why the najis that you mentioned just now, what kind of najis are we talking about? You need to check. It is like really you hang your uniform, then suddenly it fall onto someone, an area where somebody had pee in that area, uniform dirty by the unit of topic example. Then you should not be using now, right? Dog pieces, human pieces, this is where in places that you are not able to know whether there is najis or not. That's why we need to later go to the najis also, where there is a mention of najis ainiya, najis hukumiyah. We need to know the difference between these two type of najis that we are talking about.
because if I have this question, because I think sometimes, I mean, those in the military, they do some digging of like those shelters. But some area we don't know. It's been done with like those field toilets, so we don't know whether the najis is still there or not. So that's where this question came up. I think one of my military guys last time when I was in the military. So he told me that actually,
Great.
kalau if you are was you don't pray. That's what he told me.
In najis, you don't use the word was because actually, as I said, there are two kinds, hukumiyah and ainiya. Ainiya can be seen. You can see the goreng pisang get stuck onto your uniform, or maybe data or what it's stuck onto your uniform, and that is known as ainiya. You are able to see it. Hukumiyah, you don't see, but you smell. You smell that somebody peed down there for a long time already. The smell is still there. You know, like stinking smell. That is categorized under hukumiyah. You don't get to see. So this, we will come to the method of cleansing when you talk about the type of najis. Hukumiyah, you cannot remove. Sometimes the stain has been there for years. You know, like in some places you can see somebody do some business underneath the stairs, and then it was not cleansed. Then after a while you remove it, then you see there's patches of where the pieces is there like that. So in that kind of situation, you need not to. I mean, it's enough just to splash water and then just drink. So if you can see the najis as mentioned, then you cannot use that anymore. But if it is just due to because of your perspire, the smell of your own sweat, sweat is not considered as najis. Even it is really sting. Maybe to someone to you it smell nice. It's your own body. Kan? But to some others say, this is really stinking. But Islam does not categorize them as najis. And this is, as I said just now, especially when you are outside, in the field work, in the office. And that's why we have all this system in Islam where actually there is no excuse that you can think of. Unless if there is, you tell me, then let me check whether is there any mention of a new najis that we never studied before. I mean, the religion has covered almost every field. It's quantum of we may not be habit and we may not experience it, so sometimes we may not know. So this is why it's beautiful that if we come for class and this, it refresh back our memory for us to know. There are groups that I don't want to mention. They are very like rigid, up to the extent of every prayer you will have to remove your undergarments. This is like I don't understand why. I mean, for those who sweat a lot, obviously it's going to be smelly, isn't it? As I already mentioned to you, because of the sweating, you open your undergarment, it will take time for you to put it on back again and this and that, isn't it? So why are you imposing something that the religion does not demand? Something that it's not. Why are you giving an extra burden to yourself? Where actually you need not to. No, the religion doesn't demand you to be until up to the extent where you remove your undergarments, and especially in the military service, it's going to be very convenient to remove your. They normally will not be even removing their footwear. In the military, like CD, firemen, they will always have uniform. They are always at the hard uniform. So we need to be a little bit having a broader understanding that the religion does not impose difficulties until every time when you want to be doing the prayer, you have to be changing your undergarments. Then you have to be bringing your disposable underwear. Then every prayer, five underwear gone. So it cannot be, but there are some groups here in Singapore who practices that. If, as I said just now, it's obvious to you that if you have really sweat, definitely there is a smell. Who wants to go and smell your own underwear? So if you smell it already, then you felt that very uncomfortable to be wearing it when you're doing the prayer. But legally speaking, it does not invalidate your prayer because it is not a pee. I mean, unless if you urine, onto the underwear, then you smell urine onto the underwear, then you cannot wear on. If it is not urine, it is only just what they call it, your sweat, as I said earlier, then it's okay. Ini di antara apa yang diamanahkan di sini yang mana cara-cara kita mengerjakan salat ni sebenarnya mudah, tapi kita yang menyusahkan diri kita sendiri. Islam tak suruh kita buka, kita berjalan di dalam, tiap-tiap nak semayang kerana bau, buka. Tak boleh lah. Kecuali dah memang kita terkecek, ataupun kita ketawa-ketawa, ada orang dia kita ketawa, dia terkeluar. Mana macam sekarang ni ada penyakit-penyakit yang tak boleh kawal. Apa dia panggil tu? Incontinence, saya tak boleh kawal dia punya, apa Melayu bilang penyakit desir lah. Itu dah memang dah tukar lah. Pasal dah kucil-kucil kan. Tapi selain dari itu kalau bau peluh memang musuh lah. Mana ada bau peluh kat bawah tu bawah ni pula. Itu luar biasa memang manusia kan. Jadi peluh tidak dianggap sebagai najis lah dalam konteks dalam sudut agama. Peluh tu adalah air dari badan kita. Jadi dianggap bukan tidak menjadi jijik lah, tak jadi jijik. Sebab tu dia tidak dikategorikan sebagai najis. Berbeza dengan air. Ini ada persoalan ni kalau mu'alaf nanti diorang tanya. Sebenarnya mahak cakap macam air nutfah dengan air kencing itu saluran sama. Kenapa satu mandi, satu tak mandi? Awak pergi cari jawapannya, nanti cakap dengan saya. Kita teruskan dulu pengajian kita. Jadi kedua tadi, pakaian. Jadi kita bagi lelaki ni, aurat kita setidak-tidaknya antara lutut dan pusat sampai lutut lah. Ini dalam mazhab Imam Syafi'i rahimahullah alaih. Dalam mazhab Hanafi, atas lutut boleh. Dalam mazhab Maliki, boleh juga. Itu orang selalu kita nampak orang-orang Parsi, orang-orang dari negara-negara, orang dalam salat dengan seluar pendek. So, dalam mazhab orang tak, batasnya tak sampai ke bawah lutut. Orang boleh. Kalau sultan macam-macam pesen ada. Kalau jemaah tengok macam kita ni kadang-kadang yang masalah kita ni yang sedih ni, kenapa awak sakit hati? Orang lain pakai, awak sakit hati tu kenapa? Awak tak dapat pakai kenapa? Tak ada saiz sangat ni. Tak kena pakcik atau pendek. Contohlah jadi kita kena fahamlah Islam ni ada mazhab. Jadi ada kemungkinan mazhab mereka membolehkan bagi kita ikut mazhab kita, bukan jangan bilang kita ikut cara Melayu, tidak. Kita kena ikut mazhab kita, bukan ikut cara Melayu. Sebab tu kesilapan yang berlaku dalam dunia Islam ni, satu ketika orang Arab cuba menjadikan Islam tu punya dia. Semuanya tahu Arab jauh marah betul dengan orang Arab dulu. Ada sejarah dia. Dia tanya gitu. Orang Arab tu punya sombong. Kononnya Arab aja yang boleh. Orang Melayu orang jauh tak boleh. Orang jauh kan susah mengalami nak sebut. Alami tak boleh dia mengalami. Arab beda agaknya nak ada. Orang bilang dia ngah. Suka kau lah kan. Jadi itu sejarah-sejarah yang tak perlu kita korek lah. Tapi itulah terjadi apabila kita cuba memahami Islam dengan fahaman kita sendiri. Jadi menyusahkan. Macam itu hari kita bawa satu mu'alaf, dia pakai seluar 3 suku. Dalam Mesir boleh. Dalam Islam boleh, cuma boleh dikarenakan dia seorang aja kontil gitu kan. Jadi kita pun suruh dia pakai kain. Sebab awak kena faham orang yang tak ada pakai kain ni, kita pijak kain kalau dalam tak ada apa-apa lagi tak senang. Baru semua semayang batal dia mengintai tengok kan. Jadi sebab tu kita kena hormati lah. Kita kena hormati. I think Hana didn't get it. You understand? You faham dekat Melayu. Tak apalah, lama-lama nanti faham lah. Dekat Melayu senang, saya tak kata kau betul. Saya bukan belajar ke London. Jadi itulah setidak-tidaknya pusat dengan sampai lutut. That is the minimum lah. As well as the shoulder lah. Jadi dalam sini ada hadis Rasulullah SAW yang riwayat oleh Imam Bukhari dan Muslim. It's a hadis attached to it. None of you must pray in a single garment of which no parts comes over the shoulder. Tak dibenarkan kita yang salat yang tidak menutup kita bau. So bau ni kadang-kadang kata orang jauh bilang pundak. Ini melambangkan kesombongan. Pundak. Ada berkaitan dengan manusia punya karakter kesombongan. Makanya itu disuruh tutup lah.
Yang dulu pakcik-pakcik pun pakai singlet. Solat tu.
Lepas tu dalam Islam, belajar agama ni jangan kalah kabut. Bukan kita nak dapat medal atau sijil lah, degree. Tapi kita nak supaya amalan kita ni Allah Ta'ala yang menerima. Jadi kena belajar pelan-pelan. Jadi dari sudut cara dalam agama ni, kalau kita solat tidak berpakaian, solat tu sah. Dari segi hukum, solat tu sah. Tapi dari segi adat, itu dipanggil kurang adat. Jadi Islam tu dia ada dipanggil tauhidnya, ada fikah, yang ini fikih, dan ada tasawuf. Ketasawufan itu menunjukkan peradaban manusia. Kita ni beradab. Kalau dengan manusia kita tu beradab. Masa masa dating dulu dengan Kamisa, berani tak pakai baju? Di dating tak pakai baju dengan apa hutan-hutan pelantara kat sana. Contoh. Kalau kita tak berani nak pergi jumpa Mak Tahir dengan dalam keadaan begitu, atau pergi interview kat media corp, sebab kalau apa je? Contohlah, pernah ada boleh dalam dia. Mana kita cuba, jadi dari segi hukum sah kerana batasan yang ditetapkan luar disebutkan sah dia keluar. Jadi dari sudut ketasawufan dianggap kita kurang adab. From the legal aspect, Hana, the prayer is valid, but from the moral aspect, disrespectful. How can we be praying without proper dress? Itu dalam agama, semua ibadat itu dua-dua kita tak boleh larikan, mesti nak kait. Nak kaitkan fikir dengan adab. So, kerana penting. Dan Allah suruh kita beradab. Sesama manusia Allah suruh beradab, inikan lagi sama Allah takkan kita tak ada adab. Okay? So if however the garment is not long enough to cover the shoulder, then parts of the body between the navel and the knees should be at least covered. Kalau tak cukup baju lah, tak cukup baju. Ini zaman memang zaman tak cukup baju. Jadi memadilah kita tutup. Bagi lelaki ni tadi pusat dengan lutut. Sekurang-kurangnya. Ini manjalah tengok keadaan tadi saya dah bilang, dalam sempurna pun dibenarkan. Kalau kita di rumah nak melengking, dan kain tu kita naikkan untuk pusat sampai ke lutut. Nah, semayang begitu, silakan. Sah. Kalau musim panas, kalau musim sejuk, tak boleh lah. Dan musim sejuk lagi nak ngada-ngada pula nak pakai macam berkemban. Orang cuci baju, tak boleh. Kalau musim panas, diperbolehkanlah. Begitulah indahnya Islam. Itu bagi lelaki, bagi wanita pula, pakaiannya samalah. For women, the dress of women should be such that it covers the whole body from head to foot. Jadi ini kalau kita bincang dengan ibu kita jadi gaduh. Macam Hana nak pakai macam tu, Mira kena. Siapa ni? Kedua merah. Fatimah? Liza nak pakai macam itu. Sirin nak pakai macam Rin itu. Itu macam ini sekarang orang banyak pakai macam apa tu ni? Itu macam nak pakai nak. Apa tu dia? Macam Najwa lah, Najwa start tu semua ikut. Manusia pandai mengopi. Tudung yang macam nan macam apa dipanggil nan apa dah lupa lah. Jadi kalau nak pakai macam ni sah, salatnya sah. Cuma dekat sini ialah seluruh badan nak tutup kepala, termasuk kaki dalam mazhab Imam Syafi'i, termasuk telapak kaki juga. Dalam ini macam ini tengah salat, tapak kaki terbuka, tutuplah. Jangan disengajakan sudah ini masuk itu, tak boleh. Kalau tak sengaja terbuka, takut. Kalau dengan sengaja buka, batal sembahyang. Bagi perempuan, batu digalakkan pakai seperti itulah punca pakaian telepong ni datang lah. Dulu mana ada dalam Quran atau dalam hadis nanti awak tengok ada taruh. Tak, kamu pakai telepong, kamu mau sembahyang. Mana datang telepong ni? Jadi inilah orang dulu dia tak tahu macam mana nak laburkan. Jadi dia pakai kain tu, dia pijak kain tu, ada dia telepong. Untuk menutup kaki. Sebab dulu tak ada stokin. Mana ada stokin zaman mak-mak kita kan. Jadi orang pakai inilah, I mean that's how the telepong come into the, this is tradition. Actually mostly the Malay traditional clothing come from China. The Chinese Muslim are the one who invented this baju kurung. It's not Malay. The Chinese. If you trace the history of Chinese, the Chinese started the baju kurung. Mostly they wear two piece, meaning like two parts they cover like the upper and the lower. The Chinese started then only the Malay use it as baju kurung. Okay, this is what is required. So, and this is very sad to know. That's why the younger generation now they are trying to change the culture. You see more and more. Even my daughter doesn't want to wear turban. She just want to wear the normal and cover herself as much. But here you need to be careful because, as I mentioned, a prayer offered in a transparent clothing is not valid. You want to wear Nikes lah, pray. No, it's not allowed. Only even if your husband beside you, you wear Nikes, it's not allowed. Or if what's transparent, it's not allowed. Also, tight-fitting clothing which show the shape of the body should be avoided. Jadi Islam ni agama yang memelihara lah. Kalau kita pakai baju yang jarang, dah bukan semayang. Kalau yang semayang pun dah tengok yang tinggal semayang tu, dah tentu harap dia jarang ni dia pakai. Atau ketat, kan? Kalau ketat kan, memang tak senonoh jadinya. Soalnya kalau jadi malu ni bukan nanti kadang-kadang kita bilang, oh saya semayang kat rumah, kat bilik seseorang ni tak ada orang lain. Tak boleh. Pasal yang perintah ni Allah. Allah suruh malu sama Allah. Bukan Allah suruh malu sama manusia. Kadang-kadang perempuan ni cek peluang aja kan. Saya semayang seseorang kat rumah, tak ada rumah sah. Dengan baju tidur. Tak boleh jawabnya. Kalau kami sah pakai jarang macam tu, bukan semayang kan jadi lain itu. Jadi tak dibolehkan. Even if you're alone, it's not allowed. The shine is towards Allah. Allah wants us to have that shyness. So we should cover ourselves when we pray. So it's not allowed to wear transparent and fitting clothing. So you see, it's already very clear, right? Right. But what is not mentioned here is fashionable. So you want to be fashionable like this, silakan. If you want to be fashionable, Lisa, Hana, want to be fashionable, silakan. Kalau nak cantik macam itu, nak lawa, semayang kan, silakan. Tak ada orang larang. Tapi dasarnya ini, tak boleh sampai nampak baju dalam, warna apa, merah, kala-kala, bola-bola, tak boleh. Itu dipanggil transparent. That is not allowed. Okay? And fitting, I'm sure it's very clear, isn't it? So spread this message to all the ladies. It's not transparent and it's not fitting. Other than that, please. You can buy the Alibaba pen. That one you can put 10 hands inside. So you can wear that kind of Alibaba pen. Alibaba pen is loose. What is not allowed is actually slang. What? Huh? What? Slag. Slag. It's not like that. It's not allowed. Okay? Or what the you jog normally you wear what? Tie. That one is not allowed. Apa lagi? Attitude. Hot pants. Those are the one that is not allowed. Okay, ladies. It's clear, isn't it? So being fashionable is okay. If you want to decorate your telephone by all means. I mean, your whatever that you were wearing for your prayer. Okay, so that is all about what you need to wear. Now we go into the type of salat. Unless if you have any question. Huh? Okay.
For men, we cannot cover our feet.
Cannot cover your feet. During what?
During salat.
Why you want to cover?
Because Jubah.
Okay, because you are allowed to wear socks. You are allowed to wear socks and even the hose that I told you, the shoe in Makkah.
Because when I work in hotel kan, the Jubah cover my feet, right? Someone, you know, like speak in Arabic.
Also
Cover your feet, cover your feet. Right?
Huh?
Somebody like told me I was like,
What? Well, that's why I don't understand why you cannot cover your. You wear socks.
panjang sangat tau Ustaz.
Huh?
Panjang sangat.
Okay, that one is trailing. Your jubah is trailing, so that's why they say it's haram. Men is not allowed to wear trailing jubah. Even women is not allowed. Because that is the
wedding dress, right?
in the Arab tradition before during the Jahiliyyah period, they wear everything straight. That's why they don't have slipper in Makkah and Medina.
Why Arab was that?
It's a resemblance of pride, of arrogance. That's the reason why it is when Islam came, Prophet Muhammad says, do not wear anything that straight. Really is a resemblance of. Until today, they are still wearing something that is like that. Really. The Arabs, they're very stubborn. They don't want to listen. If you go to the Arabs' wedding, you can see that they still wear something. It's just that they leave it up when they are walking. Kita dilaranglah pakai baju-baju yang sapu jalan ni. Itu melambangkan kesombongan. Jadi tak dibenarkan.
So if for men, I heard something about the forehead. Try not to cover the forehead or something.
Yeah. Because the
What's the
forehead,
actual ruling? What's the actual ruling
okay,
for that?
the forehead is because of part of the 7 organs that needs to be on the ground. So if you cover like that, how does, so that means one part of your area of where, what do you call it? Or you want to make fun, you wear like this or what? I mean, there is no mention of, again, a specific headgear. There's no mention of the headgear. What is mentioned is turban. Serban. That is what is being mentioned. During their time, there is no headgear. They wear turban. It was only introduced very much later, during the time of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That's why until today it becomes a sunnah. You get 30 before even the prayer start. To wear 3 things. You get 30 points. Siwa, Jubah, Sarban. And then addition would be the coal and atom, the perfumes. This will be addition. This is to earn extra point before the prayer start. Because the condition for prostration is with 7 of them, excluding nose. Because not everyone got sharp nose. Then otherwise there will be problem. Right. So if you count, your forehead is 1. Your 2 palms is already 3. Your 2 knees, if you have knees, you don't have knees, then unfortunate. Then your toes. Right. So 2, 4, right, 6, 7, right, including the nose. Yes. 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 You quickly must cover back. You must quickly, as I said just now, the shyness is for Allah. Allah wants us to be shy. It's not for opportunity for others to be for any man to be on the lady section to wait for the wind, what do you call it, the breeze to blow, and they get to see everything. That's why in Islam, the Islamic dress code for women it's not baju kurung. Whatever that can be blown by a breeze is not known as a covering of an aura. So the one that they have chosen as an Islamic wear for women is the baju seluar, the Punjabi cloth. That have the pants and the gown, the covering. That is known as Muslim dress. Because if anything blown also, there's nothing can be seen. You're wearing Alibaba pant below. So you climb also, people behind you cannot see also. See, very beautiful. But if you use baju kurung, you go to like a place where they spend, then like the movie when what the lady in red, oh, everybody waiting only for women to pass by that kind of windy, then you get to see. So that's why they categorize the Punjabi cloth as the Muslim dress. Even the Arabs also are not wearing that, ladies, They they don't have undergarments. Unfortunately, they don't like to wear undergarments. So ladies be very surprised. But now they have now you can see modern. Then you go to most of the shopping mall, you can see. But it's so shy that the ladies wear, but a man becomes a salesman. Alamak, well, how are you going to ask, man? If like I'm a man, go to the. I mean, if the ladies are the one that becomes the what do you call it? Yeah, the sales assistant. I'm wearing my undergarment. Then the sales assistant is Fatima. Alamak, how to ask? Then they know about our size and this and that. Ask about. But what to do? That is Saudi Arabia. Totally out of bound for women. But now in Riyadh, they are changing. The capital city of Saudi Arabia, they're beginning to allow women to drive. They're beginning to allow women to do many other things. Okay, we move on to the types of salat. As we know, they have one is known as Fard al-Ain, or rather the obligatory, which is known as Fardu. Jadi salat yang wajib, ada jenis-jenis salat. Sekarang ni kita beralih kepada jenis-jenis salat. So for fard prayer is an obligatory prayer. Memang tu kita tahulah sesuatu yang diwajibkan. So every believer is ordered by Allah to offer 5 obligatory prayers a day. Kita dah diwajibkan untuk mendirikan salat satu hari 5 kali. Failure to observe any one of these 5 obligatories is a serious and punishable sin. Siapa yang meninggalkan tanpa ada sebab yang munasabah atau dibenarkan oleh syarak, dia dianggap sebagai perkara yang jenayah, sesuatu jenayah yang boleh dihukum kalau kita berada dalam negeri Islam. So we are very fortunate. We don't get to be punished if we don't pray. Now this is, of course, it comes with understanding, when the person has the understanding. But otherwise then people may get the wrong idea that how come Islam is using a very rigid system. No, it's not. Second is the nafal prayer. Ini jenis-jenis sembahyang sunat. This is a voluntary prayer which the Prophet ﷺ observed before or after. Solat nafilah ni adalah sembahyang sunat Qabliyah dan Ba'diyah. But for a special and isolated occasion, it also includes those which encourage Muslims to pray. Jadi sembahyang sunat ni terbagi dua, ada dipanggil sunat muakkadah, ada yang dipanggil ghaira muakkadah. So this is those which are emphasized by the Holy Prophet ﷺ and offered regularly by him before or after the fard prayer. So the Qabliyah and Ba'diyah are the one that is mu'akadah. Okay? Other than that, fall under the category of ghaira mu'akadah. It is not compulsory, it's just an optional. You do or you don't, it doesn't matter. Jadi ghaira mu'akadah ni sesuatu yang tidak dituntutlah dia punya pelaksanaannya. Berbeza dengan mu'akadah tadi. That is those offered only occasionally by Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay, the ghaira mu'akadah, it fall under optional because the Prophet is not regular. This is where the different opinion among the scholars. Like Imam Hanafi, everything that the Prophet did not do regularly, also to him becomes regular. The Hanafi school. Kalau kita tengok orang-orang India, banyak sunat-sunat orang buat. Itu sunat-sunat yang tidak dituntut. Kalau nak pahala lah. Misal Nabi tak buat selalu. Kalau Nabi buat selalu, dia menjadi mu'akadah. Mana dituntut kita membuatnya. Kalau Nabi tak selalu buat, itu menjadi ghairah mu'akadah. Kalau orang India, dia suka. Walaupun tak dituntut, tapi dia orang buat dia. Dan Nabi buatlah, cuma tak selalu. You understand? So example of this, there are also nafal prayer extra. This is an extra prayer. There is a reward for praying it and no sin for leaving it. The extra one. It can be offered at any isolated instant according to the time and the capacity of the believer. Prophet Muhammad SAW encouraged the believers to pray nafal to help make up for any minor omission or other defect in obligatory prayer. Jadi tujuan semayang sunat ni membantu semayang fardu. Maklum, tengah semayang, dia nampak pada kalender, budak-budak ni bila nak kasih kita duit. Dia tengok bulan. Manusia kan. Kadang-kadang termasuk macam-macam. Semasa kita salat ni maknanya semayang kita tu dianggap cacat. Jadi untuk nak menambahkan lebihan pahala, itulah datangnya semayang sunat. Untuk tambahkan kalau tadi kita terkhayal sekejap, bunyi telefon ke, bunyi lonceng ke, bunyi apa, kita ganggu lah. Semayang kita dah agak cacat sikit. Jadi tambahan pahalanya, itulah digalakkan semayang sunat. So this is the reason why you are encouraged to do the nafal. The believers to pray nafal to help make up for any minor omission or other defect in the obligatory prayer. Okay. This is later when you learn about to prayer. Correctly, you will find that it's very difficult. I mean, it's not difficult, but it requires training. It requires training. Kalau nak semayang sampai kita dapat khusyuk, sampai kita dapat merasa lazat, itu makan masa untuk kita belajar. Bukan mustahil. Makan masa. Kita tak konsentrate. Kalau kita suruh konsentrate dengan lagu Siti Nurhaliza, barangkali senang. Dan kerana nak berkonsentrasi tadi perlu kita memahami apa yang kita sebut. Macam kita bercinta, macam tu lah. Kalau kita tak faham bahasa yang kita gunakan, cinta kita tu cinta yang tidak benar. Cinta di bibir kata orang. Jadi begitulah, semayangnya ada dia punya dekatan-dekatan.
Maybe substitute the nafal prayer with qada prayer.
Qada is something that you must pay. It's different from the nafal.
Like let's say we do subuh qada while doing the qabliyah and ba'diyah. Is it okay?
Suruh.
Qada subuh we do during the qabliyah and ba'diyah.
Yeah, supposedly yes. If you want to be scoring extra point, you do the sunnah and the qada at the same time and the fardu. All in one. If you can. So after the azan subuh, you do the qada subuh first. After that, before doing the fardu subuh, do the qabliyah first. Then do the fardu subuh. 3 in 1 package lah. If you get, the question is, we need to widen our understanding on, shouldn't we be fearful of the cemetery? This is something that no one has experienced. No one has experienced that. So, how can we be certain that? That's why we have to put an effort to ensure that we plead to Allah, hopefully that we will not be tortured in the graveyard. So we have to think in that manner. If we were to think, then it will worry us. Worrying without an effort, then it's purposeless. The worry should come with an effort. So the effort is to pay whatever that you owe within your capacity. So some of the ibadah requires you to react to pay back. While other can be using the economy. Like fasting, you are not having strength to fast, then you can be doing the vidya. An example. A substitute for the ibadah that you are not able to. And there are others ibadah that you can do a larger one. For example, if you want to score more, you want to do the tasbih prayer. To add value to your act. Islam is not just about this is where I need to clarify to you, because a lot of us thought that by us doing the prayer, regularly we conclude to think this is where the delusion comes, that we're going to be okay, where our character does not mirror with the way that we should. So it's not just prayer, the behavior also counts. The interaction between the fellow Muslim also accounted. So it's in a package. Because sometimes you can see Muslims, they only focus on their ibadah. But the character, na'udzubillah, don't even smile with one another. Don't even like neighbors also tak terus apa. Tuang ajar. Bayang tak tinggal. Dari lepas macam kena tunggu. Tapi karakter macam setan. Jadi tidak betul. Tidak. Dalam agama keseluruhan. Kita jangan lupa ni. Waktu Allah adakan hamdu minallah, hamdu minannas. Hamdu minannas antara hubungan antara kita. Banyak orang yang tengok masuk kumpulan ini. Masuk diri sini. Tapi perangai, ya Allah. Macam dia seorang aja masuk surga, orang lain masuk neraka. Kan kalau kita perhatikan lah. Ada kumpulan-kumpulan. Lepas semayang tak nak tunggu sapu, tak nak sekolah, jadi gue. Apa-apa tak. Tidak lah. Ha? Rans lah. Apa dah? Tidak. Mana boleh. Tapi kita nak beramal-tamal lah dengan manusia kan. Kita nak berbaik dengan jiran. Walaupun jiran kita orang kaki, Allah tak izin kita bermusuh. Amalan ini akan ada berkaitan dengan amalan kita. Jadi sebab tu kita nak belajar ilmu ketiga tu yang saya dah bilang lah. Tauhid, fikir, tasawuf. Jadi kita dapat menikmatkan kita punya badan sehari-hari. Tidak mungkin Islam itu ajar, adik tak pasal-pasal bunuh anjing. Anjing tak dosa bunuh kenapa? Sombong mukmum lah, kali kena mum. Tak ada kena-kena dengan anjing ayat tu, dia baca pula ayat tu. Nah, inilah macam-macam kan. Jadi kita keseluruhan ni dalam Islam tu bukan hanya ibadat yang kita nak kejarkan, tapi setidak-tidaknya dia merubahkan kita sedikit. Tak mungkin orang tu dia begitu ibadatnya baik tapi perangannya tak baik, tak mungkin. Kalau ibadatnya baik, perangannya baik. Betul. So you must remember, don't just focus on too much of this prayer, but then your akhlak is so bad. Nah ini dia yang solat Qabliyah dan Ba'diyah lah. Number of rakaat for the 5 obligatory prayers. Kita tahu yang sunat subuh sebelum ada. Jadi ditaruh situ mu'akadah. That means dituntut. Hadisnya kalau kita baca, kita tak payah tanya kelebihan semayang fardu. Semayang sunat aja kata Nabi SAW ni rakaatin qabla subuh dunia wa ma fiha. 2 rakaat sebelum subuh pahalanya dunia dan isi. Wah, tak boleh. Tak boleh lagi. Jadi ini the report for 2 rakaat before subuh is already the world and its content. So that's why we need to rush lah to try and hope that we get. Then after that, the obligatory prayer, Allah did not say what will be the reward. Allah just said that you will be rewarded, but He did not specify. Otherwise, people will pick and choose. They play subuh, they know already. Then come the Zohor prayer. So the one that is Mu'akada, there's two narration down there as you can see. In Shafi'i school, we will do two. Gabliya, Zohor. In Hanafi, they will do 4 rakaat Gabliya, Zohor. Followed by the Zohor Fardu prayer. Then they close with 2 rakaat, where they categorize the 2 rakaat after Zohor is Sunnat Mu'akada. Same with for us in Shafi'i school, both is Sunnat Mu'akada. The Gabliya Zohor, you get the Mu'akada, and the Ba'diya Zohor also you get the Mu'akada. An unspecific number of nafal as time capacity is allowed. And normally after Zohor, there's a lot of unspecific nafal. So you see sometimes people will wake up and pray some more, pray some more, pray some more. Okay? And this is based on the hadith of Ibn Umar radiallahu said, I pray along with Allah's Messenger 2 rakaat before and 2 rakaat after Zohor. So there is an authentic hadith there by Imam Bukhari Muslim mentioning the one that the Shafi'i chosen using 2. And it's also a familiar practice to offer 4 rakaat sunat before Zohor. But this hadith proves that 2 rakaat sunat before Zohor is also allowed. You have option now. Okay, you see your timing and where you are. If you are not at work, then you can choose to do more you want. If you want to be scoring more you want. Then come Asar. Naik Asar lah. Jadi Zohor tu kita dah tahu lah sunat mu'akadahnya yang dituntut 2 rakaat sebelum Zohor, 2 rakaat sesudah Zohor. Ada dalam mazhab yang lain 4 rakaat sebelum Zohor, lepas tu 2 rakaat sesudah. Terserah lah, mana-mana pun kita boleh buat. Dan Asar prayer 2 rakaat or 4 rakaat sunat before Asar is categorized as ghaira mu'akadah. That means it's not compulsory. Okay? This is based on the hadith of Sayyidina Ali Karamallahu Wajhah said, Allah's Messenger Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam used to pray 4 rakaat before Asar, praying, separating them with the salutation. Hadith from Imam Tirmidhi. Another hadith also mentioned by Ali, say Allah Messengers used to pray 2 rakaat before Asar. So there's 2 hadiths. And of course, they are both reliable because it's Tirmidhi and Abu Dawud. It's up to you to be doing the 2 rakaat before Asar or 4 rakaat before Asar. Ada 2 riwayat di sini. Walaupun dia orang erti bila dibilang ghaira mu'akadah ini kerana Nabi tak regular lah. Nabi tidak memberatkan bikin sunat sebelum Asar. Mungkin zaman dia lagi susah daripada zaman kita ni. Zaman kita dah tak boleh, maksudnya kita nak tempat office. Kalau kita bekerja sendiri tu lain lah. Semayang sama dulu lagi. Kemudian solat maghrib. Dan maghrib itu rakaat nafal. Before in Singapore, we don't have time lah. In many mosques they don't do that. They don't do it's just a nafal prayer. It is not mu'akadah. It's just a sunnah prayer. Remember the extra point just now? And then the Maghrib itself is 3, then followed by the Ba'diya Maghrib. That one is mu'akadah. Jadi dekat Singapura ni 2 rakaat sebelum Maghrib tu jarang, tak banyak masjid yang buat lah kerana mengejarkan masa. Tetapi sesudah sembahyang maghrib tu banyak orang bikin. And unspecific numbers of nafal as time capacity allow. Jadi ini amalan para Nabi. Kalau maghrib ni lepas sembahyang sunat baru maghrib, sembahyang sunat maghrib, biasanya mereka tak berhenti dengan sembahyang sunat seperti sunat awabin ataupun sunat hifzil iman. Ini sunat-sunat amalan para Nabi-Nabi. Mereka biasanya duduk antara maghrib dengan isyak. Mereka tidak berhenti buat sunat-sunat lah. Jadi kalau kita ada masa, daripada tengok kita opak, lagi baik kita semayang. Kalau tak ada cerita apa, sekarang tak tahu cerita apa pula yang orang tengok. Kenapa lah jadi? Jadi kita digalakkan suruh salat. Sebaiknya salat lah, kerana amalan para anbiya, Nabi. So it's best that you try and fill out your time between Maghrib and Isha, because these are the amal of all prophets. And this has been mentioned by Abdullah ibn Muqabbal, reported the Prophet ﷺ say, pray for Maghrib prayer, adding when saying it the third time, this applies to those who wish to do so, meaning that you can continue doing it. That was because he did not wish people to treat it as compulsory sunnah. That is the character of Prophet Muhammad. He doesn't want to burden us. 2 rakaat nafal after sunset and before the Maghrib are allowed for those who wish to do so. It's up to you lah. You want to do, it's allowed. For this, the above hadith is a sure proof. However, some people forbid this, others find it very strange if they see a person offer 2 rakaat nafal before Maghrib. Dalam masyarakat kita memang kita rasa ganjil. Tapi di negara-negara lain tidak. Mereka sunat sebelum Maghrib itu memang ada hadisnya. Cuma Rasulullah tak nak beratkan. Kemudian yang penghabisan Isya, again Isya unspecified number of nafal rakaat according to the time and the capacity. 4 rakaat or 2 rakaat sunat mu'akkadah. Up to you. Unspecified numbers of nafal has time and capacity allowed, or even to do the witir. Now witir is not for Ramadan. Witir can be done nightly. It's so sad that in our community here, we only do in Ramadan. My witir ni bukan untuk bulan puasa saja. Semua salat diakhiri dengan witir. Kalau kita tak ada niat nak bangun sembahyang malam, kita tutuplah salat kita tadi dengan salat witir. Sebab itu sebagai adab, kita ada permulaan, mestilah ada kesudahan. Jadi kesudahan semua ibadat ditutup dengan salat witir. Setiap malam boleh buat. Some people will insist very emphatically upon the offering of 4 rakaat optional sunat before the Isha prayer. But during our entire research, we could not find a single proof, any practice or order from Prophet Muhammad sallallahu or his companion to justify this claim. Certainly, it is allowed to pray nafal while waiting for Jama'ah. It's better rather you sit down and idling and doing nothing, you know. Just wake up and do the nafal. Prayer has always get a heavier reward than dhikr. Prayer has always got, I mean, especially in the weighing machine, the prayer is very weighty. So that's why it's good to be doing prayer. Especially for brothers, if you come early on Friday, don't sit down. Start doing all whatever nafal that you can remember until the Bilal says, Inna Allah wa malaikatahu. After the Imam says, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, then stop. By right. That is the adab in Jum'ah. The adab on Friday, it should be like that. Adab dalam kita masuk masjid sembahyang Jum'ah, kalau kita datang siang, kalau kita datang 12, sekarang Zuhur 1-3 minit, 1-2 minit kan. Kita datang pukul 12, dah masuk sembahyang sunat dalam masjid, sembahyang semua abang tu sunat. Kalau nak mengikut dia punya pahala yang besar, terutama bagi awal sah. Ada orang awal sah nak membuta. Bukan orang dekat awal sah orang nak fikir. Semua bila imam, Assalamualaikum. Anak-anak imam semua saya dah naik. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Sah. Semua masa pucuk pun dah sah. So kadang-kadang entahlah manusia ni kadang susah. Suruh belajar tak nak belajar. Ni tak sayang kita buat ibadat. Buat kita dibuangkan dalam neraka kerana ibadat kita tidak sebagaimana diperintah oleh Allah. Isn't it scary, you know, to be knowing that you know, if you don't know what you will be getting the reward, then it's funny that you are not wanting to at least check yourself, what kind of pray. Okay, so here you can see clearly that these scholars is very honest. We say that you have to do a research, as I used that word earlier. So, it's not easy. Sometimes you may even have to travel to Afghanistan, Hindustan to find one hadith. Sometimes. This may not be with us. Like I told you, the history of when they went to certain part of China, they found I forgot the history where there is an Islamic book there that clearly shows about the coming of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned in the book in their cave. So it's the same thing here. You know, we could not find a single proof, any practice or order from the Prophet and his companion to justify the claim. But certainly it is allowed to pray nafal while waiting for the Jama'ah. Some people offer 2 rak'at nafal after the witr prayer. However, again, there is an authentic hadith that states that the witr prayer should be offered after all the nafal which a person wishes to pray have been offered. Jadi dalam sini ada riwayat menyatakanlah kalau kita nak semayang witr ni, pastikan semayang sunat yang lain semua dah tak bikin lagi lah. Tak ada niat nak bangun semayang malam, tak ada niat nak semayang hajat, nak kahwin lagi satu, tak ada niat nak cari rezeki lagi apa tu, kita tak ada niat lagi, baru kita tutup dengan semayang. Jadi kalau ada niat di tengah malam, dia nak suruh si apa nama dia? Padil lah. Padil bangun malam-malam, semayang kan. Jadi kena check lah dulu. Pastikan lah. Cuma itu hari kita sedap-sedap berbual pun tak dapat semayang malam. Sampai pagi berbual. Saya nak cakap macam step nampak. Hari saya buat bodoh, kena berbual. Tahan sampai subuh. Alangkah ruginya, tapi tak apa. Buat-buat tak ada berbual yang kosong, semuanya yang baik. Alhamdulillah. Kabar. Itu keluar kat video kan, berbual sampai pagi. Sebab tak ada orang teringat nak ambil video ada kena pause saya. Dan ini Ibn Umar radhiyallahu reported that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, make witr as the last prayer of your night prayer. Wallahu a'lam bishawab. Any question?
Regarding the Isha prayer, the Sunat Qabliyah, I read in some books they categorize that as Sunnah Muakkad, but down here it says that they couldn't find any evidence and things like that. Any idea why the difference? I mean, some books they categorize that as Sunnah Muakkad, but in this book it says that there's no evidence it's considered as Sunnah. So
I mean, he's referring to all other prayer, not the Ba'diyah.
But for the Isha one, they say that the 2 prayers before Isha is considered as nafil prayer rather than Sunnah Muakkad. So which is different from other books. So I wonder why there are differences.
Maybe he have not seen. That's why he said that he do a research and he have not cited yet. So when he wrote the book, he had to mention that was what he found. And he cannot be. I mean, these are, as I said, it's not. That's why this is an honest scholar, and this has been honest to say, so that it's up to that extent when he want to write the book, he couldn't find the hadith that mentioned. So as I mentioned earlier, just now, sometimes it may take you to be traveling to other part of the world to cite hadith pertaining to this issue.
But sure, in this case, that it is not unanimous about whether it's muakkad or not. For us as laymen, how should we view such things?
As long as it is an opinion of scholars that there is and support evidence from other scholars, we follow it.
So we follow the scholar that offers the evidence.
I mean, they are still answerable. You are not the one that is to be answered. since there is in the context of Asia, I can tell you there's many things now. It's been research has been done. Surprisingly, that this year the magazine this year, you can see that somebody wrote about Maulud very lengthy. There. You can find that this year, then you can read written by our local ustad. So in all probability, so if you found that like that, then you should be giving to someone that came who doesn't like Maulud. So no need to talk, you do that. Because according to Islam, the scholars say that uh, if there is a nas, then there shouldn't be any disagreement between us.
There is a nas
From the Quran and Sunnah, pertaining to any act that we do, لو كان في الناس, there's a statement that says لو كان في الناس ما في جدال. If there is a ما في جدال, meaning that there shouldn't be any argument among us. If there is a nas, there is a scriptural evidence pertaining to certain act. So Alhamdulillah, I'm blessed to have both. For example, those who doesn't want to celebrate and they claim there is no evidence. I have the book written by this professor Muhammad Qadri, as I mentioned to you, in a very lengthy explanation about there is evidence from the Quran and Sunnah about celebration of the supported. So this is where I can be okay, but they are not yet contemporary scholars. You see, in doing this kind of research work, at least you must remember that when you talk about Quran and Sunnah, the scholars must also be very good in their Arabic fluency. So this is one of the other things that we need to consider. So if Arabic becomes a second language for that scholars, then I think it's your choice whether to follow him or not. I mean, I'm talking about how to absorb or to take any of the ruling. These are the criteria that you should look into.
scholars is one, evidence is one, scholars is another.
And at the same time, you need to check on in terms of whether their competency in Arabic. Then at least you can rest assured that there's nothing can go wrong. I mean, internationally, I'm sure as a school teacher, you will also agree that fluency in language is part of the requirement, is it? In being an intellectual, isn't it? So that's why you need to always remember that when you want to be debating or resourcing, those are the criteria that you should look. I don't know whether you're exposed at your level. Later you will learn about mujtahid. What is mujtahid? What is muqallid? Then you have they call it the ulama, mutaakhirin, contemporary scholars. And then there are ulama, mutakaddimin, the earlier scholars. All these things you need to be exposed for you to understand. There is a book there. So once we know that, then we should not be afraid. Like example, now we all are laymen. So we need to be questioning ourselves, are you a muqallid or a mujtahid? Listen carefully. Are you a mujtahid or a muqallid? So what is a mujtahid? A mujtahid is a person, the moment they read any Arabic book, they are able to give their own verdict pertaining to what they read. That is known as a mujtahid. So mujtahid is of two kinds again. We have the mujtahid al-mutlaq, this is referring to the four great imam. With the additional word of mutlaq, meaning they are the one that goes directly to the Quran and Sunnah. Okay? They are the one that goes directly, they swim inside these two books, and then they come up with their own verdict. So if you trace history, it's about Shafi'i, Maliki, Hanbali, Hanafi. There are actually 12 mazhab. There are 12 mazhab, which is again the Iranian claim. They call it Isna Ash'ariyah, believing in the 12 imam, the practices that. So once if you are not a mujtahid, so mujtahid, as I said, is not of two kinds. One is known as mujtahid al-mutlaq. They are the original. Then The other one is just a mujtahid, which means that they are contemporary. They are the later mujtahideen. Like the one that is like in our time today, the 85 years old will be Professor Dr. Yusuf Fardu. He is known as a contemporary scholar. I mean, he's under the mujtahid, not mutlaq. Okay? Now, for the title of Muqallidin, Muqallid, that means you are a student of this mujtahid. So when you are a student, know yourself. You cannot comment on what is being passed by the scholars. Unless you make yourself as a scholar, then you can comment whatever their verdicts, because you've got to be very careful. Whatever decision that is being made by them, that's why you need to know whether it's like, as I mentioned, al-hukmu qat'iyyun. Remember in the Kitabul Iman in your house on Thursday, there's a mention of that if something that is being decided, qati' means it's Allah who has made the decision, no one, no prophet can change. That is al-hukmu qat'iyyun. Okay? Al-hukmu ijtihadiyun, that is very subjective. Because it's from the mujtahid. They are the one that come up. So, and this is where, because the Quran is mutashabiyah, it has many meanings. So that's why not necessarily you have to just follow Ruslan, you follow Hermanto, but then Bob needs to argue to say, no, I cited the real Quran. All right, come on. Then, this is, you need to know all these things, then nothing could go wrong. Okay? Yes, sir.
Okay, there's a question from Facebook, from a lady. Brown discharge from ladies is considered najis. They sometimes become during the day while we are working, thus not being able to pray without maniadas.
No.
No. And
it's not categorized as what call it? Hate. Because it's a sickness. So it's najis. Najis you just wash.
that's what.
If it is hadas, then different.
So
that's why
you can just wash and then do their prayers.
Because that's why you need to know. Till in fact, whoever that is questioning, you tell them be honest. You must clarify. You cannot just say I got the chocolate from what chocolate chip or what. Cannot. There must be a history of why this chocolate come out for what. So is it due to because of irregular menstruation period that you are having problems with, or what? Cannot be that the chocolate come out. You understand? I mean, in fact, you need to be clear with the question. Otherwise, the answer may vary again. So if the question is like, it is something that within normally it's after the period, after the menstruation period where they have this kind of blood coming out. These are all categorized as sickness. So it's najis, you just need to cleanse it, then carry on doing the prayer. Menses, as we already know, no matter whatever color, chocolate, blue, yellow, or white, they come out, the maximum period is 14 days. Whatever that go beyond is no more known as menses, but it is known as istihadah. Istihadah means those are under the category of what you were saying just now. They have chocolate, they have white, then itchy some more, they say, want to feel like scratching everywhere when we are out there. This is, of course, I'm a married man. Sorry, I'm not trying to say something out of being rude. But, I mean, as I said, until I had to buy a book to understand the number or the kind of blood that they're telling so many colors. We don't have blood, so we don't know what. So you make me have high blood of hearing all these things. I don't know what blood are you talking here. So there's a book that specifically mentioned, I think you have a copy, right? Specifically mentioned about all these women things. You want to be knowing that. So to answer that in short, for that chocolate one is categorized as istihada. So just wash. Of course, unless if these things stain onto your underwear, then unfortunately you cannot wear that. If you need to rinse it, wash it. I mean, it's actually no issue. I mean, sorry to say, I'm the one that's suffering with this incontinence. So sometimes I need to go to the gents. I cannot control. So I just let go. So once let go means you need to take the underwear, I rinse it and put it on back. Yes, it's uncomfortable. Uncomfortable doesn't matter, but it's clean. I practice that. Yeah, I mean, by right, don't buy those branded branded undergarment. Then problem to wash. Cannot. You must buy the disposable one because it's very thin, so easy to rinse and put it on back. I mean, I can't afford to be buying that kind of undergarments now. So my one, I buy $5, 6. So I carry with me in case, because of the problem as you are aging, the gall bladder cannot be controlled, whatever. But alhamdulillah, that's why I recommended Hamad Sauda. This will help you about all these other problems that you have. Any question? Yes.
Is it haram to wear contact lens during solar?
But if it is not causing a lot of pain in your eyes, it's okay. And if it is like distracting you, because sometimes if it is not placed properly, it goes to one side or whatever, like you're having two eyes, and then if it is not, it's not an issue. It's not something that, unless is there anything that is impure in the contact lens, is there anything that it carries something that is impure? No, right? It's just a normal thing. Yeah? It's a normal contact lens, is okay, right? Because for ladies, you all got to be very careful. You wear a lot of other, like even you use something that to wash away your makeup. You need to know what is the substance there. The some are taken from like, especially washing of your hair after you dye your hair. This is taken from what? Horse urine. So you need to know. Don't just use any dye that you like. For all you know, that this whatever you use in the dyeing is taken from an impure substance. You know, like makeup, it's actually extract from an anus of civet. You think it's something that makes you beautiful, but you go to Singapore Zoological Garden, you will see this animal, very ugly looking civet. It's extract from their anus to make your makeup, especially Japanese product. And besides placenta, they use placenta also in the makeup. The American products. So that is the reason why you cannot use it for prayer. Especially Max Factor, those what you call it, waterproof makeup. You need to check what is inside the makeup. I don't wear makeup, so I don't know. Astaghfirullahaladzim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma inna a'udhu bika min ilmin la yanfa' wa min qalbin la yakhsha' wa min nafsin la tashba' wa min da'watin la yustajabu laha. Allahumma inna bil ilmi wa zayyinna bil hilmi wa inna taqwa min nari la yaqamu. اللهم إنا نسألك الفهم النبي وحفظ المرسلين وإلهام الملائكة المقربين اللهم ارفع علينا كتبنا عليكم وفقنا بالدين وعلمنا تعبير واهدنا إلى صراط صلى الله عليه